Japan holds more millionaires per capita than almost any country on Earth, yet the streets of Tokyo rarely reveal them. You won't find the Lamborghinis, the massive designer halls, or the constant social media flexing common in other wealthy nations. Compare that to the modern Western reality, where people work harder than ever, pulling in high incomes while projecting perfectly curated lifestyles online. Despite those high numbers, the majority remains stressed, living paycheck to maintain the image. Western culture often operates on the assumption that wealth is a performance for others. Japanese culture treats wealth as a resource to be silently retained and protected for generations. A specific system of daily habits allowed this nation to rebuild an entire economy from literal rubble after World War II into a global powerhouse. Reaching genuine financial freedom requires a shift in how you perceive the resources flowing through your life. It involves moving through a psychological hierarchy, away from passive consumption and toward deliberate manual control. Financial security rests on the quiet systems you maintain behind closed doors to buffer against stress. Reclaiming control starts by accepting that you cannot dictate inflation rates, wider economic shifts, or the head starts others receive. Releasing anxiety over these external factors frees up your energy to focus strictly on your own choices. That focus begins with Kakeibo, a household financial ledger used since 1904. It requires tracking every single expense by hand in a physical notebook. While an app automates tracking, manual writing creates a necessary physical friction. This deliberate pause forces you to confront the black hole of unconscious impulse spending and forgotten digital subscriptions. Facing your spending data manually often results in a 15 to 20% drop in total expenses. This change happens because awareness naturally alters behavior, making restriction feel less like deprivation and more like a choice. Awareness serves as the first step to building a fortune. You cannot plug a financial leak until you can literally see the hole. Once you see where the money goes, the pressure of the upgrade trap becomes obvious. It's the expensive, constant pursuit of newer cars, home renovations, and a flawless aesthetic bleeding capital. The Japanese counter-philosophy of wabi-sabi focuses on finding beauty in imperfection. Recognizing the character in a scratched dining table or the history in an older car halts the drain of cash toward the pursuit of a perfect Instagram-worthy life. This gap is enforced by hara hachibu. By satisfying only 80% of your wants, you leave a 20% margin untouched. Practicing gamen, a 30-day rule for non-essentials, protects this gap, eliminating 90% of impulse buying. Wealth accumulates in the gap by cultivating the discipline to stop just short of maximum consumption. Modern disposable culture normalizes a persistent financial drain, throwing away functional items. We discard food we paid for, donate clothes we barely wore, and replace appliances showing slight wear. Nobel Prize winner Wangari Maathai championed the concept of motonai, which recognizes the inherent worth of objects. Wasting a resource disrespects the environment and the life energy you traded to earn the money to buy it. The math of waste is staggering. Discarding unused food and lightly worn clothing translates to thousands of dollars burned annually, capital that could have been working for your future. Choosing restoration creates massive economic power. Kitsukuroi, the art of repairing pottery with gold, demonstrates a fixed item has more value than a new one. Repairing your clothes and tools keeps your wealth compounding while adding unique character to your possessions. Discarding usable items is a withdrawal from your future net worth, while maintenance acts as a consistent deposit. Preserving physical resources is only half the battle. The most persistent drain on a bank account often originates with the psychological cost of unfulfilling work. High-stress environments drive a specific type of coping spending, using purchases to medicate the misery of the work week. Aligning your work with a deeper personal purpose, your ikigai, naturally eliminates the psychological need for retail therapy. When the work itself is fulfilling, the urge to spend money to escape your reality disappears. Securing this purposeful life happens through kaizen, or continuous 1% daily improvements. This avoids the burnout associated with dramatic, unsustainable lifestyle overhauls. Look at the curve created by saving just $5 a day and investing it over 20 years. A tiny, sustainable change compounds into a six-figure foundation for your future. Fulfillment is significantly cheaper than buying coping mechanisms, and purpose combined with tiny, sustainable habits guarantees wealth. Quiet wealth exists in the security of an older, reliable car and a repaired jacket, backed by a foundation of savings that eliminates financial panic. The friction of a total lifestyle overhaul often triggers a return to old habits. Lasting change thrives on movements so incremental they bypass the psychological urge to quit. Do not attempt to implement all of these today. Pick just one tiny habit. Buy a physical notebook for your ledger, or implement a 30-day waiting period for your online cart. True financial power is invisible to the outside world. It lies entirely in choosing awareness over ignorance and contentment over comparison.